It can't be that hard, right?
Like this, like that, like this.
Well, I guess I'm not as funky fresh as I used to be. So, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk has finally released. It, honestly, without hyperbole, felt like something that was missing from my life had suddenly appeared before me. I felt almost literally, almost physically, a hole in my chest fill up where Jet Set Radio 3 should have been and has been missing for years. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk has completely filled the void. It's so perfect in its execution. I feel it is truly the third game in the franchise. I cannot gush enough about this game. When I loaded the game up for the very first time and saw the menu, I audibly gasped. I took in one big breath and I let loose, and oh wow, I couldn't even help it. It was involuntary. I knew from seeing this Y2K core-esque menu that they had 100% nailed it. I knew I could stop worrying about the entire game from the start menu alone. Bomb Rush was worth the wait, worth the delay, and has instantly become one of my favorite games of all time. Unless Armor Core 6 finds a way to please me sexually, I think it's safe to say Bomb Rush is going to be my game of the year. I've watched some reviews of Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, and it seems like everyone starts with how they got exposed to either Jet Set Radio or Team Reptile back in the day, and, well, heck, who am I to buck a trend? See, my family didn't really have money growing up, so I'm not exactly sure what deal with the devil my mother signed to get me and my brother an Xbox in late 2002, but I know that we didn't quite have enough to buy very many games. Thankfully, ours came with the now legendary bundle, Sega GT, and Jet Set Radio Future. And considering the next few hundred hours I would spend playing Jet Set Radio Future, this was more than enough. My exposure to Team Reptile is a little sillier. I was watching a fighting game tournament, live stream, waiting for finals of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But before that, they held a mystery fighting game tournament. Every set, they would change out what the fighting game they would play it was. I saw Battle Construction Vehicles for the first time, I saw Soul Calibur played on DDR mats, and during the finals, I saw Lethal League. At first I thought it was amusing, but during the last game, when player Action Hank nails the ball so hard, time itself seems to freeze, well, to borrow some FGC terms from a decade ago, I popped off. Aside from watching Marvel Finals, I spent many hours that night seeing just how hard I could hit that ball, a night I vividly remember now, even a decade later. So, the 2020 announcement that Team Reptile was making a spiritual successor to Jet Set filled me with so much excitement, and despite what now feels like a short delay, but the time felt like eternity, the game finally came out. And it's fucking perfect. I don't even know where to start with the actual meat of this video. Do I start with the plot? It's silly, it's suspenseful at times, it's corny, it's lovely. Do I start with the music? It's funky, it's fresh, it's happening, it's everything I wanted and more. Surely I can't start with the graphics. It's nearly a perfected art style, rendered masterfully. The gameplay? A true step up from the source material, not too tight, not too loose. The introduction of additional movement styles, including the unexpectedly fun parkour run and slide, makes me feel like I'm in complete control and free to do whatever I want on the stage floor. As you can tell, I'm in love with this title. I'm struggling to find things to critique and really have to nitpick, but I guess I have to think of something. I guess the boss battles are sort of mid. There's 4, I think, from memory, and only one actually felt really fun. The final boss was okay, but I really didn't feel in danger or pressed in any way during it. Despite its grand scale, I really felt like I was just waiting down the clock timer for my turn to attack, and doing so without much issue. I was going to include a section where I say, oh, the game is a little short for $40, but the more time passes from me playing the game to me writing the script, I actually think I just wanted to live in that world more. Or at least a little longer. The story is fine in length, I believe. it certainly felt fleshed out, and it's fully resolved by the end of it. So, again, just like maybe make it 40 minutes, an hour longer. I don't know. Again, this is just a nitpick. Okay, I should circle back and put a spotlight on the music specifically. Certified bangers all around. The entire OST is worth listening to, and it fits in perfectly with the rest of the Jet Set discography without feeling like copy-pasting concept. I think my live stream viewers are already tired of me using the full OST for background music, but I'm not, and it's going to continue. My favorite songs are Two Mellows, I Wanna Know, which is actually from a Jet Set Radio conceptual album the artist put out a few years back. I mean, talk about going full circle. And Hideki Naganuma's The People, which sounds like an unreleased time capsule from 2002's Jet Set Radio Future, which is fair considering his work on that original project. If there's one thing this game left me wanting more of, there's these weird little cerebral, experimental, and trippy parkour platforming sections sprinkled throughout the game. These are really cool, but there's no way to go back and play them unless you start a new game, and there's, well, not enough of them. I'm really hoping the team decides to put out some Lost Levels-esque content, maybe remix a song or two and give us just a bunch of these. Please, Team Reptile, I'll even pay you a couple of bucks for this. Just throw some wild shit at us. Come on, guys. The people hunger for more. Okay, that's gonna be it for now. I hate to cut a video short, but like I mentioned, Armored Core 6 is almost here, and how wild these two games came out the same week. It's almost bullshit, if you ask me. I'll see you guys on the battlefield. So long, and yeah, live stream here every other day. So please, if you like what you saw, stay tuned.